The best gospel music on the web with the voice of inspiration.
Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Take me to the King.
Truth is, I'm tired. Options are few. I'm trying to pray, but where are you? I'm all churched out, hurt and abused. I can't fake what's left to do. Come on. Truth is, I'm weak, no strength to fight, no tears to cry. Even if I tried, but still my soul refuses to die. One touch will change my life. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn in pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and sing to you. Please take me to the King. Truth is, it's time to stop playing these games. We need a word for the people's pain. So Lord, speak right now. Let it pour like rain. We're chasing after you. Oh, no rules, no religion. I've made my decision to run to you, the healer that I need. Take me to the King. Don't have much to bring. My heart's torn to pieces. It's my offering. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there alone to gaze upon your glory and to sing to you this song. Take me to the Lord, we're in the way. We keep making mistakes. Glory's not for us, it's all for you. Come on. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. My heart's torn to pieces. It's my offering. Leave me there. I wanna gaze upon your glory. Sing to you. To sing to you this song. Take me to the King. Take me to the King. Take me to the King. when my way gets a little clouded and my nights get a little rough and lonely, no matter what's going on, you give me peace, you comfort me, you make it better. Your love never leaves and it don't stop, and you never change. And you'll stay the same. Lord, you do it for me. Every day with your love, it gets sweeter than the day before. And no matter how I might be feeling, I look to you, can't count on myself. You are that very present help, and it don't stop. And you never change. And you stay the same. You do it for me, yeah. And your love, you keep on loving me, and you don't stop. You keep on proving, and I just love what you're doing, and you don't stop. You do it over and over again, and you don't stop.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion, and you're listening and watching the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry with the voice of inspiration. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He has anointed me to preach the good news through inspirational music. Yes. And you don't stop. That's the Walls Group. Something late and great for you. Right here on the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry. Getting into that fall weather. I hope you had a wonderful night of rest and you woke up, as they used to say, bright eyes and bushy tail, ready to get on the journey that your life takes you. But nevertheless, we're going to make sure that on your spiritual walk that you have some inspiration, something that will motivate you and keep you uplifted throughout the day. As we continue with the very best of inspiration and gospel music, I'm going to bring you something by Austin French. It's entitled Freedom Hymn, right here on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Back and forth, finding myself pounding on a locked door. I try to make it out alone without your help, but I know I'll never win this war. I can never be free without you. I can never be me without you. This is the sound of chains breaking. This is the beat of a heart changing. This is a song of a soul forgiven. This is my freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn, my freedom hymn. freedom in knowing my life is better off in your hands. The past is gone, what's done is done. Now I'm alive, and I'm never gonna look back. I can never be free without you. I can never be me without you. This is the sound of chains breaking. This is the beat of a heart changing. This is a song of a soul forgiven. This is my freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn, my freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn, my freedom hymn. Who the sun sets is free, yeah. Who the sun sets is free, yeah. Who the sun sets is free. I'm free. Oh, this is the sound of chains breaking. This is the beat of a heart changing. This is the song of a soul forgiven. Oh, this is the sound of chains breaking. This is the beat of a heart changing. This is the song of a soul forgiven. This is my freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn. My freedom hymn. My freedom hymn. This is my freedom hymn. My freedom hymn. Ooh.
Guess who's back? Guess who's back? Uncle Freddie, Beat Trick, come on.
Say you wanna be a star, you wanna rock hard, so you wanna be fly like me. Say you wanna go far, don't like where you are, so you wanna have the victory. Don't look at my whip and look at my grip and start thinking this life's easy. Had to walk by faith, had to struggle every day just to get to the point you see. This life I'm living is a battlefield, and when it comes against me, I got my shield. Don't get it twisted, the enemy's real, and they don't wanna see us win. But there's someone greater living within, and he's fighting this battle for me. Can't worry about the enemy, Holy Ghost in me is giving me what I need, and that's power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. Stand up if you got that Holy Ghost power. If you got that Holy Ghost power. See, you need a new, gotta have a new. You need to go down on your knees. You need to seek His face, take a break from the race, make Him the priority. Don't look at the way.
This is Sarita Scott, and you're listening to the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh. I tried and I tried. I can't seem to get it right. If I keep my eyes on you, I know that you will see me through. I tried and I tried, but I got to keep up the fight. This war with my flesh ain't right. By your grace I will stand upright.
It seems my life has been so very hard. Sometimes it's hard hard to try and live the part.
Try to live the
Do
part.
what my God would have me to do.
Have me to do.
This heart of mine, I'm so sick of you.
I try and I try, but I got to keep up the fight. This war with my flesh ain't right. By your grace I will stand upright. I tried and I tried, but I can't seem to get it right. But if I keep my eyes on you, I know that you will save me through.
My heart is deceitful, this I know.
I know.
In your word, I know my new heart can grow.
My new heart can
At
grow.
first it was so hard to change my way.
Change my
I
way.
pray for your new mercies every day.
I know it's my fault, 'cause I can even sometimes do the things I know are bad. Will you take my hand and show me the way? Show me how to live your way. Because I love you, Lord. And I need you. Because I know you love me too. And that is why I'm forever with you. Oh,
Wherever you want me to go, whatever you want from me.
oh.
My heart, my mind, and my soul.
My heart, my mind, my soul.
Forever, my life extends to you.
Whatever you want from me.
Wherever you want me to go,
Wherever you want me to go.
whatever you want from me.
Let me know. Let me know.
My heart, my mind, and my soul.
Forever.
Forever, my life extends to you.
Wherever you want me to
Wherever you
go.
want me to go,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
whatever you want from me.
All you gotta do is let me know.
My heart, my mind, and my soul.
Forever.
Forever, my life extends to you.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion, and you're listening, watching the very best of inspirational music with the voice of inspiration. I hope that everything is well with you today, and I hope that you're enjoying your day at work or at home or at play, whatever you might be doing. Let this music give you inspiration throughout the day to have a great day. Has anybody told you lately that I love you? Well, I love you. I love that you join me every Tuesday from 11 until 1. And, of course, want to send a mad morning shout out to my co-host who's off today, Miss Mello V. She'll be back next week. We got a host of guests all week long next week. It's, you know that last night was the last night to register to vote. So now we are in the process of getting ready for November the 6th. You know, a lot of ads are running, and we are trying to bring local officials that are running for office for the first time, school board, city council, mayor, and some that want to be reelected. But give you an opportunity to just take a look at them. We are not endorsing. We are just giving you a chance to sit and observe and ask questions why they're here. And hopefully, maybe next week, I might even, have phone calls. I don't know. It's a lot of work when you got to touch all these buttons. So I try to stay just to Facebook for people that's watching to ask questions. But nevertheless, we're going to do whatever we can to inform our community and let them be aware that it's up to you on November the 6th. You can't blame nobody about what's going on if you're registered to vote now. If you made it to DMV to register to vote, it's up to you. You can't blame nobody. Yeah, well, they don't do nothing when they get in there. Well, let me see. Maybe you got to put some people together, some new faces, some fresh blood, as they say, to get things done, to look at it as a different perspective. And your eyes and ears and lips should be informing the people that are elected that they work for you. And don't let them get it twisted. I think sometimes they forget that office don't belong to them. They was elected to do a job and not do what their parties say do. Because if I wanted to vote for the party, why don't you just have, the Democrats, just the Democrats and just Republicans with no people names on them, and just go in there and just pull the level. That'll solve the whole thing. And that way, when you call somebody, you were like, well, you didn't vote for me because I was appointed. You didn't vote me in office. It's a shame when we get people ask for our votes, and when they get there, they won't do what they tell us they're going to do. I know it's not easy, but make an effort. See, making an effort, say, well, hey, he tried the first year, second year, third year, but he got it through on the fourth year. He tried. He succeeded. Nothing is easy. It's like running into a brick wall, or take a sledgehammer and trying to knock a brick wall down. You're not going to knock it down on the first swing. You got to keep swinging. You got to keep swinging. That's what you got to do. It's all about consistency. If you believe in what you want, if you believe in the future generation, if you believe that your children, your grandchildren, and their children needs a better life in the future, you must get out there and participate. We don't tell you who to vote for. We're just telling you these are the candidates are asking for your vote. Coming up at 12 o'clock, of course, the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. We got special guests today, the credit doctor, Serena Mann. She'll be in the building and with a special guest. We'll be talking to them at 12 noon right here on the best of the 757 Community Talk Show. But up until then, we're going to go back into inspirational music. I Will Lift, Trinity 57. You're listening and watching the Let's Give Praise Music Ministry with the voice of inspiration on WODU. It's the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Lord, you took away the rain. Now I can smile again. And you made my dreams come true. I worship only you.
Lord, you took away my pain. And I'm so glad you came to wash away my sins. On you my life depends. Oh, 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 yeah.
I will lift your name on high, the truth I will proclaim. And the heavens and the earth, we will all praise your name. Though you didn't have to die, you gave your life.
Didn't have to die.
You don't even have to ask for praises unto me. You so loved the world, you gave your one begotten Son. And I'll love you and I'll praise you
I'll
till
praise you
my
till
life
my
is
life is
done. I don't wanna live without you.
I don't want to live without.
And I know I don't deserve, but I'm so glad you chose.
Lord, you made the sacrifice. So for you, I choose to live my life. They call your name Emmanuel, and your story I'm gonna tell. You are the Lord of Lords. Yes, you are Almighty God. Lord, you only speak the truth. That's why I worship you. I worship you.
I will lift your name on high, the truth I will proclaim. And the heavens and the earth, we will all praise your name. Though you didn't have to die, you gave your life for me.
You don't even
have
you
to
don't
ask
even
for
have to
praises unto
ask.
thee.
You
You so loved the world, you gave your one begotten Son. And I'll love you and I'll praise you till my life is
'Cause I don't
wanna live without you.
No.
And I know I don't deserve it.
Let's do it right here. Everybody go tell it on over, oh, and everywhere. Oh, go tell it on that Jesus, hey, how many believe He is Lord? Oh my, said I'm talking about that man named Jesus. Let me tell you what He done for me and how He set me free. Listen, I was a wretch undone until my God came and gave me His only Son. Son came and showed me. He came and showed me the way. Told Him all that day. I told Him that I promise I'll tell Him. Told Him, Lord, I will. I promise I'll tell Him. Tell everybody just how good He's been. Tell them all the ways He made. How He opened doors that was closed in my face. Tell everybody what old Isaiah said. He was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquity. All the chastisement of our peace was upon Him. By His stripes we are already here. I need you to know you're already here. Let's take a little higher, see. Well, I promise, just I will. I promise to the Lord, tell everybody, everywhere I go, that He still lives, that He still lives. Y'all wanna come on in here. That ain't the one I want. Y'all know how I like it. That sound all right. My. Can I get a witness here? Let me hear it on and say, yeah. I promise the Lord, gotta let the world know. I told the Lord that when He saved me, turned my life around, put me on the right road, the road called straight. He didn't leave me, He stayed right there. He walked with me every step of the way, and I'm glad about it. I'm glad about it. Nobody but Jesus.
You're listening and watching the best of inspirational music on WODU. It's the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
Somebody shout! Who is this King of glory?
Who is this King of glory?
The Lord strong and mighty He is.
Lord strong and mighty.
The Lord God mighty in battle.
Lord
You got the victory. Power's in your hand. Hey, Lord, you're mighty. Victorious. You got the power. Glorious. God, I give you glory. I lift up your name. You're mighty to save. You're mighty to heal. Mighty to deliver. Yes, you're mighty.
Though the pressures of life seems to weigh you down, and you don't know which way to turn, God is concerned. And he's working it out for you. Can I get a witness? The child that's on cocaine, through prayer he can change. Oh, that marriage that's on the verge of breaking up. Although sometimes you have to hold on. Can I get a witness tonight? No, no, no. You might ask yourself, is there a word from the Lord? You need a blessing, and you need it right away. God is concerned, and he's working it out for you. I wonder if that's a witness out there tonight. Hallelujah. No peace in your home. You can't find no peace on your job. Your bills are due, yes, and your health is failing too. Yes, it is. God is concerned, and he's working it out for you. I know that he is. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, let God work it out. Oh, I feel the Holy Ghost help right now. All you gotta do is give it to Jesus. He knows all about it. Let him work it out. Yes. He'll see your tears, and he's gonna answer that prayer. Let him work it out for you. God cares. Yes, he does. He really does. Yes. He knows what you're going through right now.
held me when I was doing wrong. He never turned his back on me. He made me strong, kept me holding on, pushing on. I know he's real. I could have been gone, but I'm right here. How many of y'all know? How many of y'all know? Jesus is real. Yeah. How many of y'all know? How many of y'all know? He's coming back. Oh, he's coming back soon. How many of y'all know? Yeah, 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 yeah. My God is real. Oh, how many of y'all know? How many of y'all know? He's already here. Through thick and thin, he held me, never forsaken me. Father, you all I need. There's no question you won't leave, 'cause your love is unconditional. Yes, the Bible, it tells me so. I really, really love you, Lord. Look at me, oh, it's a miracle. How many of y'all know? Yeah, yeah, Jesus is real. Yeah, yeah. How many of y'all know? He's coming back. Oh, he's coming back soon. Yeah, 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 yeah. My God is real. Yeah, 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 yeah. How many of y'all know? He's already here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Do you remember when Daniel was in the lion's den? Oh, Jesus came and he stepped right in. How many of y'all know? Oh, he helped the blind man to see. He's an awesome God, yeah. How many of y'all know? Oh, Jesus, 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 Jesus. Oh, Jesus. How many of y'all know? How Moses the part the Red Sea? He's real, real, real. Yeah, 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 yeah. Jesus is real. Oh, my God is real. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's coming back soon. Yeah, 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 yeah. How many of y'all know? How many of y'all know? My God is real. You know he's real. I know he's real. God is real. Jehovah Jireh is real. Hey, hey. How many of y'all know? I know my God is real.
God has something for me that he wants me to see. He said I could live forever and to be all I can be. He said that I could have it, and I jump when I feel the Spirit. He made a way just for me. God has something for me that he wants me to see. He said I could live forever and to be all I can be. He said that I could have it, and I jump when I feel the Spirit. He made a way just for me.
I've gotta have a little talk with Jesus. I've gotta say what's on my mind. I've gotta have a little talk with Jesus so that I won't be left behind. I've gotta have a little talk with Jesus. I've gotta say what's on my mind. I've gotta have a little talk with Jesus so that I won't be left behind.
I came home to Jesus after slipping far away. All of my prayers were answered. Still I'm on my knees each day. God said that I could have it, and I jump when I feel the Spirit. He made a way just for me. Still I'm on my knees each day. God said that I could have it, and I jump when I feel the Spirit. He made a way just for me.
I've gotta have a little talk with Jesus. I've gotta say what's on my mind. I've gotta have a little talk with Jesus so that I won't be left behind. I've gotta have a little talk with Jesus. I've gotta say what's on my mind. I've gotta have a little talk with Jesus so that I won't be left behind.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion. Like I said, we bring you the very best of inspirational music throughout the day. I like to have a talk, gospel at its best. God has something for me. Right here on the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry with the voice of inspiration, like I try to explain, we try to bring you the very best of inspirational music. Every time we come on, it's nothing but pure love. That's what it's all about. I hope that your day is going great. I hope that you shared it with somebody and let people know that we are here until 12 o'clock with the best of inspirational music. As you can see, sitting next to us, my guest, and she'll be coming on at 12 o'clock.
God has something for
12
me.
o'clock. She'll be coming on. And nevertheless, we're going to keep right on moving along. And at 12 noon, if you got any questions or answers you'd like to ask the guest, you can do so. We will be live on Facebook as well. Nevertheless, we're going to continue with more inspirational music. This is Hezekiah Walker. Every praise on WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion.
I want everybody around the world to put your hands together because all the praise belongs to God. Here we go. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship. With one accord. Every praise. Every praise is to our God. Sing hallelujah to our God. Glory hallelujah is to our God. Every praise. Every praise is to our God. Y'all got it now. Help us sing it. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship with one accord. Every praise. Every praise is to our God. Come on, everybody. Sing hallelujah to our God. Glory hallelujah is to our God. Come on, say every praise. Say every praise is to our God. Y'all know how we do it. Take it up. Every praise is to our God. Every word of worship with one accord. Come on, say every praise. Every praise is to our God. I want everybody all over the world to sing hallelujah to our God. Glory hallelujah is to our God. Every praise is to our God. Let's take it up one more time. Every praise. Come on, everybody. worthy of the praise. I don't care what you've been through. Just know that praise is bringing you out right now. Nobody can get praise but God tonight. Come on, clap them hands.
Struggle when you're trying hard just to prove that you can be just like them, and all the while you're losing you. Do I do things different than the way you do? Well, I'm so sorry, 'cause I was created to be me, not you. Listen, honey, you can only be because I want you to like it, and I know if you don't, then I'm a fashion fail. Oh, senseless judgment. I believe in the weak, and you believe in the weed. They gotta grow together, and when it's harvest time, we're all gonna see who you'll be.
WODU, the heartbeat of Old Dominion, and you're listening and watching the Let's Get Praise Music Ministry. Ministry with the voice of inspiration and the best of the 757 Community Talk Show live on Facebook and with special guests. She's in the building. Ain't no doubt about that. She's here. And we're going to be discussing with her about her organization and what she do. And while we are waiting for more people to come on, so once I go into that, you know, I won't have to repeat myself 1,000 times. People are like, who is that? What she do? Why is she sitting in that chair? That usually be Mellow V. No, she's not a new host. She's my special guest today. And I want you to share this information with your friends and let them be aware that our guest is about helping the community. It's a great day. It's a beautiful day, as they say, a beautiful day in the city, or I should say in the community. As I get ready to do this, I hope that you're welcome, inviting friends and letting them know that we are here. Okay, a few people are chiming in. And like I said, today my guest, as I get everything set up, today my guest, her name is Serena, man. Did I say that correct? How you doing?
I'm doing fantabulous.
I want you to get a little bit closer to the mic, right? Let me see. Let me pull it down for you so it won't be in your face and you'll be right there.
Okay, perfect.
Just speak a little louder, or if not, I'll just turn you up. How you doing?
I'm doing well. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, great.
If I can hear you, then I know they can hear you.
Awesome. Hey, everybody.
Yes. And she is the CEO and founder of United Credit Doctors of America. Now, Miss Mann, can you give us a little history of how you started this, this company or organization, and tell the people what it's all about?
Sure. So, United Credit Doctors of America is a holistic financial education company. We do have a special niche in credit restoration. So that's one of the things that we help people with because, your credit is your financial heartbeat. Anytime that you want to go out and, let's say, purchase a new car, unless you have the cash on hand, or if you want to start a business or possibly, purchase a home, you're going to need your credit. And so what we do is we start with credit, but then once we have that under control, we can actually look at other financial concepts that are not taught in school and break them down for anyone so that they can understand how they can meet whatever goals or objectives that they have with their finances. What got me into doing this, I'm actually a early childhood major. I've been in the early childhood field for over 10 years.
Okay.
It was my first entrepreneurship that I started, and I absolutely loved it. I fell in love with, being able to teach people and to have a vested interest in their success. Okay. And so with some of my families that I was caring for, because if you are familiar with anyone that has small children, you know that childcare can be kind of expensive. And, a lot of my families were doing not so well. They're paying their tuition, and they're the reason why I'm doing well. But, sometimes they're not even having enough to make their ends meet from week to week. And so my heart really went out to them. So we started working together on, credit. And for the ones who had credit issues, we worked together to get them squared away. But for the ones that had good credit, we showed them how to properly leverage it so that way they could refinance things and pay lower interest rates and redirect money back into their pocket. And that's what got me into doing this.
Okay, when you say redirect, can you explain that to a lay person that may not be aware of what that means?
Okay, sure. So typically, if your credit score is not that good, you're going to pay a really high interest rate. And that's basically money you're going to borrow on top of the money that is the principal. So if you have a low credit score, the car might cost $4,000, but they might charge you $6,000 in interest over a 5-year period of time just to be able to borrow that $4,000. The reason why they charge you so much is because your credit score is the only thing they have to go off. So it looks like you're a higher risk of not paying them. So they're going to make you pay more. And so when you have good credit, and a lot of times people don't even really watch their credit or know what's going on with it. But when you have good credit, you have leverage, you have power. So you're able to get that same car for $4,000 and maybe only pay $1,000 in interest, because whoever's lending you the money, they're going to want something for not being able to access their money because they lent it to you. So instead of paying $6,000 with a poor credit score, you can actually pay, $1,000 and still be able to ride around in the car of your dreams. So when I say redirect, that's a $5,000 savings that you can now use to pay off something else, or you can use to invest into retirement, or you could possibly use it, to improve your quality of life.
That sounds fascinating. I might have to get mine straight out. What do you tell, young people that's just starting out in college? How do you talk to them, or have a program that they can get to know how to leverage their power?
Absolutely. I actually love working with college students because a lot of times I can catch them before they start making the snowball of mistakes that can lead to very challenging situations when they get older and they really start to pay attention and want to do things. My first piece of advice I would give to you if you're just starting out with credit is never co-sign for anyone, okay? Because when you co-sign for someone, you're going to be responsible for that debt. I know that, you have really good friends and, you think you're going to be thick as thieves forever, but life happens and sometimes people grow apart. And what you don't want is for that situation to take place and then you're still the one who's responsible for this debt. And, it ends up ruining your credit. The next thing that I would say to someone that's in college is make sure that you are tracking your expenses, because a lot of times college students are on a limited income. And so if you want to make your money go as far as it can and you want to avoid having to charge a lot of stuff on credit cards, you got to have to stay on top of what you have coming in and what's going out so you have a good spending plan.
Do you find it that, when you do, you do seminars and speaking engagements about credit, what are some of the questions that people may not be aware of that, normally they don't usually ask? But, normally when you're talking to an audience, everybody has their own idea how credit works. And it's too late if they're in your program, or,
Well,
there's a mistake that they made that they could avoid. Right. So for the audience that's listening, what are some of those, pitfalls that they should be watching out for?
So I would say the first thing that you should definitely be looking out for is monitoring your credit score at least once a month. Now, I know that there's a lot of platforms out there such as Credit Karma, Credit Sesame, Nerd Wallet, and a few other, and they will help you. But a lot of times they will not give you all three of your bureaus.
Right.
So sometimes you might have to get strategic and see which bureaus they offer, and you might have to do multiple accounts so that you're able to access all three. The reason why it's important to be on top of all three of your bureaus because they are actually for-profit entities. So they get paid for the information that they report.
Right.
So when you go to purchase a car or get a mortgage, they do not have to use one specific bureau. You don't know which one they're going to use.
Yeah.
So if you're only looking at, let's say, Credit Karma, where you're only getting Equifax and TransUnion, what if the lender goes with Experian?
Right.
And you have no idea what's on your Experian report. Now you're like, well, I didn't know this was up there. So I would say just make sure that you're looking at your credit report at least once every single month. And from there, if you have things that are against what you think they should be, meaning if it's an account that you don't know how it got up there or you never had anything to do with that account, do not challenge things online. I know a lot of those platforms that I just mentioned, they make everything convenient. We're in the microwave age. Everybody wants stuff done right now.
Right.
And so they have options, want to dispute, click here. Well, what you're actually doing when you dispute online, believe it or not, is you're giving up one of your very important rights that the Fair Credit and Reporting Act gives you.
Oh.
So if you get it removed, it's called a soft deletion. It's not a permanent deletion. So a lot of times it will pop right back up there when the cycle renews itself again.
Oh, so it ain't happened to do that.
No, it's not. It's a temporary fix.
Oh, okay. So what's the best way to do that? How do you contact? You contact the debt collector or the person that you took out the credit with to find out, what's going on? How do you proceed if you don't do it online?
Well, I know a lot of people are going to find this foreign because we are in the technology age, but pen and paper is the best way to go.
Okay.
And the reason why is because the Fair Credit and Reporting Act has very clear measures on exactly what your rights are. And so one of those rights is that the company, or the creditor, I should say, has 30 days to be able to respond back to your investigation.
Okay.
And even if the debt is valid, if they cannot provide the validity of it within that 30-day period of time, they still must remove it.
Oh, okay.
So with that being said, when you send it through the mail, the regular mail, you are actually prolonging the chances that they will not be able to respond back to you. So it's something that's strategic that can actually, in essence, help you. One of the things, though, that people make a mistake of, I had a lot of people always say, well, I've sent letters off before and I've never gotten any results. Right. Well, the Fair Credit and Reporting Act is very clear on what you must have accompanying the letters that you send. It's not just sending letters. And when I do my workshops and my classes, I go into depth with all those things so that you can not just send off a letter, but you know what you're supposed to send with it and how you're supposed to follow up. A lot of people fall through the cracks when it comes to the follow-up process.
Very interesting. I like that word you use, validity.
Yeah.
That's striking. That means that you know what you're talking about. And they need to see you. They need to see you, because it make me want to see you. I ain't got no money, but it make me want to see you.
Well, believe it or not, credit repair is free. You have to be very careful of these companies that are out there that are saying they can wipe your credit clean, and pay them, $100 a month, all this and that. A lot of those companies are just geared towards taking your money.
Right.
They're not really helping you. Sometimes you don't even need to send off letters. Sometimes you need to just do direct contact with the creditor to work out a settlement, but those companies aren't going to tell you that. Right. Sometimes it might be something as simple as you need to build credit, or you might need to pay down a credit card. I would say the biggest thing for anyone, if you want to be successful with your credit, understand the 5 ingredients that make your credit cake. Number 1 is your payment history.
Okay.
35% of your credit score is your payment history. So if you're not making your minimum payments on time, that can really, really hurt you. The other part is your utilization, or the amount you owe in reference to the amount you're extended. So if you have let's say for the sake of simple numbers, $100 limit, and you have spent $70, that means you are at 70% of your utilization. Well, guess what? That's 30% of your score.
Right.
So just with the payment history and the utilization alone, you're at 65%. That's more than half of your score right there. So those are the 2 things you really should be vigilant of if you want to have healthy credit. The last 3 things, number 3 is your length of credit history. That's 15%, and that's basically how long have you had credit, and what types of trade lines that you have, over extended amount of time. And then the last 2 things are weighted equally. One is your credit mix, and then the other is your inquiries. Now, a lot of people think inquiries are going to make your credit scores drop drastically. That's not true. They're only worth 10% of your score. They will make it drop a few points, but there's a lot of other platforms that we mentioned earlier that you can go and check your credit, and it's called a soft pull, so it's not going to make your score drop at all.
Right. Most of the time it's when you're applying for credit that it's a hard
pull. So when you're in Old Navy and they say, hey, you can save extra 30% if you get this card, or you try to get this card today. What they're doing is a hard pull. Or if you're going to apply for an auto loan, anytime you are going to apply for a credit that you want to use to purchase something, that is a hard pull. When you check your credit yourself, that is actually a soft pull, and that's not going to hinder your score.
Okay. Wouldn't it be better because I bought several cars in my lifetime, you know, and when I look at my credit score, I got five finance companies and banks up there that I ain't even asked them to go to. Is it better for a person that's thinking about buying a car if they think, to check their credit and then go to the lender themselves to see how much that lender would lend them to buy a car?
I would definitely recommend that. With anything, you want to be proactive. You want to know what's going on with your situation first before you go out, because other people, that car dealership, they want to sell you a car. They don't care about you as a person.
Right.
So if you already know what your scores are, the best thing I would suggest that you do, go to your personal bank or credit union.
Right.
Now, this is my own personal opinion. Credit unions are actually better because they are for the people.
Okay.
They don't have a lot of the fees and all those things that banks have. Banks are actually for-profit businesses.
Right.
So when you build that relationship early on with a credit union or a bank, whatever your preference is,
Okay.
you can go to them, and they a lot of times offer lower interest rates on vehicle loans than if you were to go to a dealership.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're right, because I bought a couple. My last car I just purchased last year. I went through the credit union, and I ain't getting no free publicity though. They want me to mention it. They got to put up some money.
No, that's
and,
right.
I ain't getting no. You the doctor, so I got to give you, give you your plugs. But they treat me all right. They treat me all right. But it's the point when I went. I was just out riding, and one of my friends had just went to a new dealership, so I'm trying to help him out. And next thing, when I pulled my credit report a couple months later, I got 5 institutions, that they applied for, and I'm like, yo, dog, I mean, why didn't you just apply with the people I already had?
Right, and see what it is with them. They're going to run you through every single provider that they have because their goal is you're not going to leave without having a car.
Right. Oh, yeah. That's what I'm saying is I was there I think I was only there for about 2.5 hours. But it was like, yo, dog, I can get you now. I can get you in this brand new one right over here. But, this, give me a minute. How much would you got down? None.
Right.
Don't worry. I got you. You might have to come up with something. That was, But he got me through. Bam, bip, bam, bam. I'm out. I'm riding. I'm cruising in a brand new car, spank brand new. It didn't have but 5 miles on it. But I'm like, a couple weeks later, I'm looking at my credit report. I'm like, why you just called the bank? And when I talked to the, because I was dealing with another credit union, and I'm like, they didn't call you? I said, why you turn me down? And I never missed a payment. My credit history with you is 3.5 years straight. No late, no nothing. They said because they didn't call us.
And see, the thing about it is, back to what you were saying earlier, when you go directly to your credit union and you tell them that you want to get a car or a personal loan,
right,
they're going to qualify you right there only with their institution.
Okay.
So you don't have to worry about all those other people having access to your information. But number 2,
right,
they'll give you a voucher that you take to the car dealership. So you actually have more leveraging power because you're basically buying the car cash. You're not financing anything with them. So if the car is $12,000, you can say, I'll give you $10,000 cash right now. And so it gives you the opportunity to save more money when you do it that way.
Oh, okay. Well, mine was 2 more digits up. Mine was up there a little bit. It was brand new. So
look, we're going for a ride after the show. Like a new car.
Yeah, that's what they were saying. I want to send some shout outs to some of the people. If you got questions, type them in, and the credit doctor will answer your questions. Shelby, Mary, also to Angie Harrell, Miss Joyner, and Angelo Petey, Tyrone Davis, and Mark Philly. How you doing? Long time no see, my man. And Dana Wilson. If people, what are some of the things that do you also help people with, buying houses, mortgages, or refinancing? What are some of the things they need to know?
Well, I do help people that want to get in position to purchase a home. Matter of fact, I would say 80% of the people that come to me that want to get their credit restored are people that want to move into that dream of home ownership. And I think that is a great investment. What you need to do if you're looking to purchase a home is, number one, like we were saying, you need to know what your scores are. Normally, most lenders want you to have at least a 620 to be able to qualify you to be able to get a mortgage. Now, there are some lenders that will qualify you with a 580, but you want to be very leery of that because you're going to pay a higher interest rate.
Right.
Now, it might only be an extra 2%,
Right.
but over the course of a 30-year mortgage, that can be equivalent to anywhere to 30 to up into maybe $100,000, depending on the total amount of that mortgage. So I would say before you're even looking at going to get pre-qualified, because again, a lot of times those people, they want to do a mortgage origination so they can make their commission.
Oh.
So they don't always care about you as a person. Be proactive and know what your scores are. And if you need help with getting certain things removed or paid down or whatever,
Right.
come and see a financial educator, not necessarily a financial advisor. There's a difference. A lot of people don't know that there's a difference. A financial advisor is going to advise you in regards to retirement planning and understanding how different retirement products are supposed to work.
Okay.
But they're not going to break it down and say, okay, well, let's do a credit analysis for you. They want to work with people that already have their credit together. They might can give you a few basic suggestions, but they have other things they have to do. They're trying to make their commission, so they're not going to always have the time to really work hand in hand with you. So start off with a financial educator that you trust that's going to be able to help you understand what your credit score is, what you need to do to get to that 620 or higher. And then number two, I would suggest look at your spending plan.
Right.
And I keep using that word spending plan opposed to budget because it's a mental thing. I can't say that enough. You know, when somebody tells you to go on a diet, how does that make you feel? Do you want to be told that you can't eat what you want to eat, especially after you're already working hard, going out here every day, getting up early, taking care of the kids, taking care of the family, and now you're telling me what I can and can't eat?
Right.
I'm not feeling that. I'm going to eat what I want to eat.
Right.
So it's one of those things with a budget. You're not going to tell me what I can and can't spend my money on.
Right.
Even if I don't have it, I'm going to buy what I want to buy.
Okay.
So when we say spending plan, we're saying, yeah, we feel you. You can buy what you want to buy. You can eat what you want to eat, but let's just do it in moderation.
Right.
Let's do it in a way that it makes sense to your total situation, and it's going to be conducive to you meeting your ultimate goal, whether it's buying a house or whether it's expanding a business, or even if it's just improving your quality of life, you know, having more money to go on vacation with your kids, having more money to just, you know, not have to go to work for a few days or whatever. You know, those are the kind of things you have to be cognizant of when you are developing your spending plan.
Yes, that's very important. You know, to look at the future and see, you know, and see how you want to maybe open up your own business and not work for yourself. And I always tell people when they're watching. I also want to send a man shout out to Carl Wright, who's watching, Tyrone Davis, and to Mr. Jones, who wanted to be on the show. I'll try to get with you later with that. Tamika Winborn, thanks for chiming in, and she'll be a guest next week on the show when Mello V is back, my co-host, and you know we got a lot of things to talk about next week. But you know it's important because in the Afro-American community, you know we find that, you know, we seem to be that some people want to be in business and some people, you know, don't have the finances to start their own business. So again, are there loans or is there something you can do to get them on the track of if they got good credit? You know, if they got I think you need a down payment if you're going to start a business, and you got to have a business plan. So do you help in those areas or, you know, startup business, and what can you offer them?
Well, we do small business coaching. And like you said earlier, they don't teach capitalism in school.
Right.
You know, think about it. They require you to take English, to be able to graduate. They require you to take math.
Yeah.
You have to take some sort of science, some kind of
Right.
extracurricular.
Yeah.
But they do not require you to learn about capitalism. Yet
Right.
we live in a capitalistic country.
Yeah.
And we have the right to free enterprise. But a lot of people do not take advantage of that because they don't know how to. Like you said, a lot of people think they don't have the money.
Mm-hmm.
Well, depending on what type of business it is that you want to do, you might not need a significant down payment. If you have great credit, your credit is the money,
Right.
especially if you have that solid business plan.
Right.
So what we can help people with is, number one, identifying what is it that you want to do.
Okay.
And then from there, what is it you're going to do that's going to set you apart from everyone else that's doing that?
Right.
And from there, we can help you comprise that plan. So
Okay.
that way, you can use your good credit to go to a bank and you can get that loan to start that business. But we want to make sure that the plan is in place because, like Benjamin Franklin said, when you fail to plan, you're planning to fail.
Right.
And a lot of people just get excited. They want to run out and do stuff.
Hello.
And they realize that, wow, I didn't think this out.
Yeah.
I didn't think about taxes. Hello, Uncle Sam is
Hey.
going to get his money,
Hey.
okay? They don't think about insurances. They
Hello.
don't think about how to properly separate the business from themselves. Some people don't even know, believe it or not, that there's actually business credit that's completely separate
Hello.
from personal credit.
I ain't trying to tell them everything. That's why I brought you over here. Because if I tell them, they'll tell me, you think you know everything. Yeah. I know enough to not to work since 1979 for somebody.
Okay.
I've been, what is 2018?
2018.
I haven't hit a time clock since 19, well, let me get it right now. I don't want to get it wrong. 1989.
Okay. That was 4 years after I was born.
Right. So, like you said, they don't know. And why I've been in the club business or managed clubs or own clubs, because they don't know, like, it's 5 taxes every month. By the 19th, they got to be paid. If not, 12% late interest,
Exactly.
On the taxes that you got
That
to
you
pay.
already have to pay.
Right.
And that's not even looking at your own personal taxes that you have to pay on your
yeah.
income. And, what we can do is we educate people
Mm-hmm.
on how retirement products work. We don't
Right.
offer any retirement products.
Okay.
But we help you understand the difference between an annuity and a 401k.
Right.
And an IRA and a
Right.
TSP. These different concepts that people always hear, but they don't quite understand how it works and how it applies to them.
Right.
So that's our job. Our job as financial education company is to teach you exactly how this is supposed to work, break it down step by step, so that way when you go sit in front of these people, you're not just being sold something that you don't even know how it's supposed to work or how to use it.
Yes. Also, send Tamika Winborn. So I love it. She loved what you're saying. To Candace. Good afternoon to Candace. Like I said, if y'all got any questions for the credit doctor, hey, type it in. Let us know. If you know somebody that need, some help with their credit, family member or a close friend, that might have confided into you, saying, hey, look, I'm trying to do right. I'm trying to get on the straight and narrow. And it is not easy. And when I was young, I had a plan when I was young, when I was 19 or 20. First of the month, first 2 weeks, when I got paid, I paid all my bills. Next 2 weeks, that's my money. I don't care what I got. That's the way I was brought up. I was brought up to pay for what you got. I don't go out and just get credit because I can. And like you said, you don't co-sign
For anyone.
for anybody because their problem now becomes your problem.
Yeah. And it always seems to come and be a problem at the worst possible time.
Yeah.
It's right when you want to go and purchase your house that you realize this person is not going to pay. It's crazy.
Yeah. And the quickest way to lose friendship is when
It's over money.
it's over money.
One of the things that makes me so passionate about what I do is because 80% of Americans have problems with their credit.
Okay.
So I'm going to take it a step further to say that 80% of Americans have problems with their finances.
Okay.
This is driving a lot of stress in between families.
Right.
You know, people are stressed out. They don't even know if retirement is something that's even real anymore.
Right.
You know, you're seeing people in their 60s, 70s, even up into their 80s sometimes still having to work because they have not properly planned. And a lot of that starts with the financial heartbeat, which is your credit.
I also want to take time to say good afternoon to Juanita Wynn. How you doing? Great singer, gospel, international. She's well known, Grammy Award winning. Juanita Wynn.
Awesome. Hey, Juanita. I'm going to have to get you to sing me a song, girl.
And she's always in the studio. She can also record you. She's here. She lives here now. She has a studio in Virginia Beach. Just in case you might be wanting to do a recording.
Well, let me know if you need a background singer. I can sing a little something too.
Well, Juanita, there you go.
Okay.
You know, she said if you need background singer, hey, she's not only the credit doctor, but she got the vocal cords to back it up.
Okay.
Yeah, ain't no doubt about it. It's always great to have a talent and a gift, and you have a gift to educate, especially in the Afro-American community. Back in the day, they used to have what they call the SBA, Small Business Loan Administration. Yeah, do they still have that?
They do still have it, and they have some great programs.
Oh, okay.
They even have some grants that are out there for businesses, but you have to be vigilant of it. I would suggest that you go to grants.gov.
Okay.
And it will show you a lot of the different grants that are available to business owners. Another suggestion that I would make is becoming SWAM certified.
Oh, okay.
SWAM is Small Women and Minority-Owned Business Certifications. And what it allows you to do, you can access grant monies that are set aside just for people that are SWAM certified when it comes to different ventures.
Oh, yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
I'm that too.
Exactly.
Because I took the class about 10 or 15 years ago, and one of the gentlemen, Bruce Williams. Bruce Williams. He was a friend of mine and a gentleman that taught me that, and a colleague of mine in an organization that we was vetting candidates for office, for city, state, and national. You know, we vetted people. So yes, I took his class. About 10 or 15 years ago. And it's always good to have that certification.
It's excellent to have it. And if you've been a military veteran, they have certifications for people like that as well.
Oh, okay.
So that's an additional certification that you can get. And it allows you to be able to get grant money, you know, for the great things you provide.
Oh, so if they needed your services, Mr. Moore and Lisa, how you doing? Welcome to the show. We're talking to Serena Mann, CEO and founder of United Credit Doctors of America. I like doctors. Is more than one of you, or is it you have a large company, or I mean
Well, my company is 3 years old, and I do have a few people on my staff that work with me to be able to take care of our clients.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, we're just getting started. You know, my goal is to be able to just bring the good news all over the entire United States. We actually have a movement going on right now.
Oh, okay. What is that movement?
It's called the Breaking the Chains campaign. We're looking to help at least 100 families in 2019 break the chains of financial bondage through education and empowerment and the practical application of financial concepts. So we don't want to just tell you stuff that sounds good. We want to make sure you understand how you can apply it to your life, because a lot of times people use that saying knowledge is power. Well, I don't agree with that. Applied knowledge is power. Knowing what to do with the knowledge after you have received it is what's going to empower you and make your life better.
Hey, that sounds great to me, especially for our future generation. What age do you educate and teach your program to? What's the earliest stage that people can start?
Well, we start with children. Like I said, my background is early childhood education, so I teach a lot of financial literacy to my children. in my daycare, but also I have a youth entrepreneur group that we work with, and we show them how finances work
Okay.
and how they can get started. The youngest child in that is 12 years old,
Ooh.
and we go all the way up until death. You know, as
Mhm.
long as you have a willing mind,
Right.
then we're willing to help you.
Right. Yeah. Open up the conscience. With everything going on today in our community, with the violence and every tragedy every day. It seems like every hour. This would be a great program for young people to get engaged in.
Well, my goal right now,
Mhm.
I can't give you all the details yet because I'm still
Right.
building, but I'm working on a program that I will be able to get into the schools so that we can make this part of um, the normal education that children receive because they need it.
Right.
And we also want to be able to help the families as well
Mhm.
that are hurting. You know, a lot of suffering that's going on behind closed doors.
Right.
Sometimes people don't even have food in their house.
Right.
And don't even know it.
Yeah.
So we want to just be able to help them. We don't just help people that have bad credit. We help people with good credit too.
Right.
Because a lot of times people, like I said, are having good credit and they don't know how to properly leverage it.
Mhm.
They're paying these astronomical interest rates on stuff that makes no sense. For
Right.
example, I had a client and he was like, "Oh, I got a new truck." I said, "Oh, okay." You know, he was like you. He spent $22,000 on this truck.
Right.
I said, "Well, what's your interest rate?" He said 4%.
Mhm.
Now I'm like, your credit score is over 750. Why do you have a 4% interest rate?
Right.
And he was like, well, that's good. I'm like, okay. So we calculated it out. Over the course of 5 years,
Mhm.
he would have paid over $6,000 in interest.
Wow. Yeah, they get you.
So what we did, I told him, I said, why don't you shop around? I know another credit union, you know, they're doing a promo where they're giving you 0% APR for the first 12 months.
Mhm.
And then after that, they're giving you a 1.99%. So you're cutting it in half. And they're going to give you $200 cash back in your pocket.
Okay.
So what that means is that if you have good credit, you should definitely shop around and make sure that, you know, you're using that to get the best interest rates and saving the most money.
Right.
And we help you with that.
Yeah, phone's ringing off the hook. I don't do phones. It's too much
Does it
work.
sound like someone calling? What's going on?
Yeah, that's someone calling. They can reach me on Facebook. All they gotta do is type it in the information. I try to focus on getting the information to people, and I try not to do too much phoning, because we own so many different cameras, and sometimes people might say the wrong thing, and
Right.
I try not to go there so I can keep it like this. And then, if people want, they could type it in. And if not, the information is always up there.
Yeah.
This is always up on Facebook. They can, and a lot of people watches it. I mean, I get a lot of numbers of people watching and contacting people from Facebook and YouTube and all these other places. But it gets complicated when you don't have a delay.
Right.
When somebody say something,
live.
you live. I done been in situations like that. That's why I stay away from the live thing. It's just, you love to hear people talk. If I got guests, I might let them do live. But sometimes callers will get upset. They want to say the wrong thing, and not everybody. Maybe not even that caller, but they might just come on just to be playing a prank. Say something. I don't want to. Lose my cool, Precious.
We don't
how
want you to
doing?
lose
Yeah.
your cool either.
I try to stay calm. Take a minute and breathe. See, you right there, I got it on the alphabet. It makes you breathe, when you get a little upset. But let's get back to where we were. Do you have any workshops coming up, or how do people get this information? Do they call you and get appointments? And
Okay. So we do have workshops. My next workshop is going to be at the end of the month, and it's going to be at a church in Virginia Beach.
Okay.
And it's free and open to the public. If you would like to get the details on that, you can always reach me on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter with the Credit Doctor of VA.
Okay.
Or you can reach out to me via email at thecreditdoctorofva@gmail.com. And that will allow you to be able to maybe talk about some of the things that you don't feel comfortable with sharing,
Yeah.
in front of other people, and we
Right.
can help you figure out what you need to do to get to where you want to be. The other thing that we do is we have a online do-it-yourself credit class,
Oh, okay.
and we can help people that way. So if you're in another state but you want to work on your credit, if you want to start a business helping people, let's say you have great credit, but you want to start a business helping other people.
Okay.
You know, that's an option that we can train you on how you can do that as well. And it's for a very, very minimal investment.
Oh, so in other words, you can save people money and you can also help them make money.
Absolutely.
Hey, you got it locked down. You got it on lock. That's what I'm talking about. You know, in other words, as they say in the streets, you a hustler.
Well, I'm out here hustling this knowledge.
That's what I'm talking
I'm
about.
slinging it.
Yeah, you gotta sling it. You know, you lit. That's what I'm talking about, being lit.
Turn.
You know, that's what I'm saying. Turn it up. You know, turn it all kind of ways. I got a test today. I don't want to take it, but hey, I want to say good afternoon to Mitchell. How you doing? Glad you could stop by again. For those that just stopping in, we are listening and sitting here talking with the CEO of United Credit Doctors of America. You know, she can, Serena Mann. You're not in kin to Serena Williams. You're both.
No, I tried to play tennis.
You
I
did?
suck at it.
Hey, well, but you
I'll
got
just-
the credit. But look, you got credit.
I'll stick to credit.
Yeah,
and
you got the
helping
credit.
people that way.
You can get an ace with that.
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, so are you originally from this area or, you know?
Yeah, I've been in Hampton Roads my whole life, and
Okay.
I love my community, and it's very important to me to be able to provide, you know, enrich experiences for children and the people that are here that are adults. So one of our upcoming things that we have going on is the Hampton Roads Big 3
Okay.
basketball tournament.
Sure.
It's a event that's basically focused on celebrating and honoring men in the community that are awesome fathers, great husbands, and strong leaders in the community. I know you had mentioned earlier that there's so much despair
Right.
everywhere we turn. It's violence and
Right.
all kinds of stuff going on. Well, my objective is to shift the focus. You know,
Right.
we don't have to sit here and keep talking about things that we already know is going to take place. We
Hello.
know that bad stuff is going to happen, but when we focus on the things that are good, that's where our energy goes, and it will overshadow,
Yeah.
you know, the bad things.
Yeah.
So we have that coming up November the 17th. It's going to be at the Croc Community Center in Norfolk.
Okay.
And we're giving out 7 awards
Oh, okay.
for men in the community that are great role models and leaders. And so we're taking nominations for that.
Okay.
We also have opportunities for people that would like to be sponsors or be vendors at the event.
Okay. And you got a website? But might be for the office. Juanita Wynn said, anytime, Serena.
Of course.
You know, if you want to, you know, I guess because you want to sing or get in contact with her.
Absolutely. I'm gonna reach out to you later on, Juanita, via Facebook. And,
Yeah.
you know, I love to help people. I love to be a blessing.
Yeah.
Like the Bible says, you know, the more you give, the more it shall be given unto you.
Yeah.
You know, so the more you bless other people, the more God will bless you. You cannot do anything about that.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm all about giving back and just being able to, you know, help as many people as I
Yeah.
can.
And I know, you know, the other day everybody was focusing on, you know, Kanye West and, you know, I guess they call it annex.
His antics, yes.
Right. You know, but what they overlook to talk about with Kid Rock. Maybe they didn't focus in that what Kid Rock was there for. They just kept talking about Kanye. That's all you hear, Kanye. But the president, Donald Trump, signed a bill for any singer, rapper that make music today and stream it. They got to pay them for their music to be heard, you know, when they play it. And that should be a standing ovation, because I know a lot of people in the music industry locally that ain't making no money, and they're paying out a lot of money, you know. But he signed that bill that now they have to pay. They have to get paid if you know their music is being played in any form, you know, when they do a recording. You know, those are millions of dollars that the record labels were keeping. But now he put it into law. So people, I don't get into the politics like that. My thing is, the man upstairs is going to control whatever the destiny of the country is. We're supposed to control the people that we put in charge of this situation. But you're talking about somebody there for 4 years. But you won't go out here and vote in your local elections. What affects you?
I think a lot of it just comes from ignorance.
Uh-huh.
People don't understand that it's more than just the big election that counts.
Right.
A lot of people just think, oh, it's the president. Okay, yeah, the president. But if the president doesn't have the support of the House, then the president is, in essence, powerless.
Right.
So it's important, like you said, to get out and vote at these local elections.
It's very important, because like you're saying, there's grants, and loans they can get. And those loans are there, but you're not aware of it because we're too caught up in everything, but really searching for answers that could economically change the face of Black America.
Well, that's true, but this is something that I've always heard as a saying. If you want to keep something from a Black person, put it in a book.
Hello. And they'd be surprised how much stuff is in a book.
How much stuff is in a book, and not even just in a book, but that's in text.
Yeah.
And reading. You have to be able to read and slow yourself down. Don't make an impulsive decision. Black people are emotional people.
Yeah.
If it makes us feel good, then it's good.
Right.
Until we realize that it's not. So you got to just kind of slow down and think about it. The Bible tells us not to be anxious over anything, but all things through prayer and supplication.
Right.
So be prayerful first before you make any drastic moves.
Yeah, because it's easy to get in debt and
hard to get out of it.
It's
easy to gain weight.
Yeah.
And it's hard to lose it.
But I got a remedy for mine. I got a remedy to stay out of that. And when I want it, I know how to clean it up like that, and it's done. So the key from getting into that mode of spend, or that mode of, get these credit cards and max them out, and they're gonna be there 10 years. It's my trade secret what I do. I don't advise everybody to do it, but it's what I do because I know money ain't free. First thing, you have to consciously say to yourself, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to these words. Money isn't free. When you get a credit card, you're like, oh, I got a credit card. Oh, child, I'm going to the mall. Mm-hmm. Oh, those stilettos, so that necklace, that diamond ring. Oh, I'm getting my hair done, my nail. I'm going to be fly. I'm going to be lit tonight when I go in the club. Everybody going to know I'm bling blinging.
Yeah.
Then when that bill come,
you singing.
And you like, I don't know all that. Your voice done changed. All you got to do is understand money ain't free. It ain't free. It's nice to have. It's nice to flex that card. Like I used to back in the day in the 90s, before the rappers, I used to tell people it was a black card. I'm like, no, ain't no such thing as no black card, man. I said, yeah, it is. You get a black card for $100,000. Walk around with it in your pocketbook. No, man. Ain't no such thing. You must be crazy or something. I'm just telling you what it is. That before any rapper start, because they used to make a commercial. It was a commercial on TV. And the gentleman was sitting on the side of a mountain in Switzerland. Right? Said the power of a black card. Never leave home without it. He was like, yo, hello. He was on the sale, like, yo, I want to purchase a villa. How much is it? 100,000. Okay. Put it on my black card. Mm-hmm. Never leave home without it. And people didn't know about it. And then once they, the rappers started, then they started saying, oh, it is a black card. But you know how much that black card costs to have in your pocket? Just to have it. You got to pay $10,000. $10,000 to have that black card just to walk around with it, a year. So nothing is free. You know, the power of being able to enjoy and build, build something for your kids, your grandkids. That's what wealth is all about.
Right. And being able to get to the place that even when you're in the bed at night,
Yeah.
your money's still working for you.
Right.
People don't understand that you going out here every day and punching a clock, you're getting taxed at the highest rate.
Yeah.
You're getting taxed between 28 and 33%.
Wow.
Yet you have people that are out here like Warren Buffett and Bill Gates and other millionaires and billionaires that they're only being taxed at 11 to 15%.
Wow.
Because their money's making the money for them.
Hello.
So those
That's
are
what
some
I
of the
want.
things that we have to learn.
Can I get down to about 2%? How much money I need to get down to 2%? How good is my credit got to be? How much money can I borrow to get it down to 2%? Do you know any figures like that?
Well, it's not even borrowing it. You just got to get capital gains.
Oh, okay.
You got to get your money to be working instead of you working.
Well, how much money I got to have to make it work to get 2% to pay taxes? You say I got to have a lot.
You got to have a nice amount.
Oh, well.
But you'll get there. You seem like you're on your way.
Hey, I already trying to tell them 2020, watch out. I ain't got a dime now. Not one dime. But I'm going to have over $200 million.
Well, you know what? Let me touch your hand and affirm that because I want to still know you.
Oh, you will. I ain't got no
Yes.
problem because I can't spend it all. Make sure that my grandkids and my sons and daughters and stuff are taken care of, and you get the rest away.
Yeah.
Because you got to understand is God say He bless a cheerful giver.
Yes, he does.
The more you give, the more you get.
That's right.
See, people thinking that, I got all this money and I ain't sharing it with nobody. You got to share it with me. I ain't asking you for your money. Keep it. Because the man upstairs blesses me with what I want.
He'll bless you with all of your heart's desires.
That's what it's talking
That's
about.
what he says.
Yeah.
If you just seek him first.
Yeah.
And if you ever forget it, ask yourself this question.
Mm.
Am I worth more than a bird?
Hey, try to tell them, but they ain't, a lot of people get mad with me saying, you ain't no preacher. I ain't trying to preach. I'm trying to teach. It's in a book. All you got to do, here's a book that's, this what gets you. Here's a book that's over 2,000 to 3,000 or more years old. And people won't read it. You know how they convince them not to read it? Do you know?
I have my own opinions about it. I think they make it such a controversial thing that people are like, oh, well, it's been reduplicated this many times, this and that. But there's a lot of other spiritual books from other religions that were destroyed and were never reduplicated. So how is it that this one always manages to resurface and come back?
Right. See, the thing is, they told them it was religion. So that's how they make it controversial. I told you it's religion. So now it's religion. You don't want, you're not Catholic, you're not Baptist, you're not Muslims, you don't read the Quran. They books. They're not religion. This is religion. What are we doing now? We're talking, right?
Right.
People are listening, right? Anything that you do on a consistent basis becomes a religion. Not the book. Anything that you do, you talk on your cell phone, that's your religion. Because you do it all the time. But they convince you not to pick that book up and not read it, not believe in it. Everything that's in that book, you see it being done today. It's going on.
And it's going to keep being done. There's nothing new under the sun.
Hello?
It might come back in a different form, but it's already been here before.
Right. Yeah. That's what I ain't trying to come back. Because there's no such thing as death.
No, it's just a transfer.
It's a transfer of
energy.
The flesh came from the earth.
And it will return.
It will return. The spirit came from the Creator, God. And it will return. Depending on when you stand before Him and be judged. Depending on where you go to live. So when we sit there and think that God is not real, I beg to differ. Because He sent you here today.
He sent me here, and He already had this set up before I was even conceived in my mother's womb.
Hello?
That I would be here with you today.
That's
and
right.
That I would be out here helping people. If someone would have told me honestly years ago when I first started my daycare that I would be sitting here, I would have told them they're crazy.
Right.
I don't want to do that. I like taking care of children. That's what I do.
Right.
But God had another plan in mind, and I'm glad that I was obedient to Him because I've been able to bless so many people and just help them with stuff. To me, is just common sense. But
Yeah.
for them, it's not common sense. And I've had some people in the past year. I've helped about 4 people purchase homes that they never thought that they
Wow.
would.
That's what you call
know?
blessing somebody.
Yeah.
That's what you people don't understand is you just got to be in the right consciousness, that energy. You got to have that faith that gives you that drive that fuels you.
Exactly.
And I was reading or watching something on YouTube. You know that scientists don't know what keeps the body moving, where the energy comes from.
I mean, that's interesting. In my opinion, it comes from God.
Right. But they ain't going to say that. 2, do you know you can't put a body in the ground with the spirit still in it?
You can't put a body in the ground.
With the spirit still in it.
What about those people like in the mafia movies when they bury them alive?
And the spirit ain't in it. No, it's not there. You can't, it won't stay in the ground. That's a scientific fact.
The spirit won't stay in the ground?
The spirit, you cannot put a body with the spirit in the ground. It won't.
So before a person is put in the ground, their spirit has already left their body. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the spirit leaves. Because even my mom used to tell me when we was growing up, if the undertaker, before they start embalming people, that if you put a body in the ground and you put it in the wrong way, because it's got to be, I think it's north or west, you got to be facing the sun or something. If you put it in the ground, in the country, they put a body in the ground the wrong way, it would rain and thunder and lightning until they dig it up and put it in correctly.
I don't know about that. That sounds interesting, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's because we don't pass on information no more. That's why we as Black people don't get along. We don't talk anymore. See, the things that we take for granted that sound ridiculous is really facts, But we'll believe whatever somebody else tells us.
Yeah.
So, but nevertheless, how can people reach you if they want to talk to you about, help with their credit, or invite you over to an organization? Do you go out?
Yes, I do. I do workshops for the community. I do workshops for employment. Actually, I have a 6-week financial boot camp that we offer, and the objectives with that is to boost your credit score, minimize your taxes, and to build a debt elimination plan.
Okay.
So if people are interested in contacting me, again, you can reach me on social media as the Credit Doctor of VA. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and then you can also reach me via email at thecreditdoctorofva@gmail.com, and then you can also call me at 757-254-8156. Again, that's 757-254-8156. We do free consultations if you're interested in getting your credit work done, or if you would like to become a financial educator like myself and help other people to do the same things that we've been talking about. I can give you some great ways that you can get started on doing that.
Oh, okay. Want to send a shout out and thank people for stopping by. Miss Bell, Don Williams, Tony Young, and Miss Cower. Want to thank y'all for stopping by, and there's also Anita Wynn again, and I hope that you get with her and let her put you in the studio, see what you can do with that voice.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I'm gonna reach out to Miss Juanita.
Yeah, she's on. I think she's on Facebook. If not, and if you didn't get that information, you can click on this. It's in the title of the Best of the 75 that says guest. That goes directly to your Facebook page.
Okay.
I would, put that in there so when people, want to contact you, So, well, I enjoyed it. The time is at hand.
Yes, it is.
Any closing words? Got a minute.
Well, I always have so many people that say that they want to get started with getting control of their finances, and they want to have a better quality of life. They want to spend more time with their kids. They want to start a business.
Mm-hmm.
I'll leave you with this. Talk is cheap. and life is expensive. So what are you going to do?
Ow, I like that. I'm gonna have to write that down. I'm gonna play that back and you know what we do as DJs. We steal. We steal. We don't have no money. We got bad credit. Thanks to the credit doctor, the founder and CEO of United Credit Doctors of America, Serena, man, thank you so much for coming over today. It was very enlightening and inspirational to listen to you talk and to be motivated by your commitment to help the community. And I know Mela V was probably watching and was hoping that she could be here. But nevertheless, we'll be back hopefully Thursday. I know I'll be here. I don't know what guests I'll have, if I'll have any at all, because we got tests this week. I got a test today, man. But nevertheless, remember, love yourself and put God first, and everything else will fall in place. It doesn't matter what others think about you. It's all in what you think about you. Until the next time, this is the voice of inspiration.